Hi, this is Allie,
And this is Pavel.
and this is our project Hydra. Keeping pace with our rapid societal shift away from carbon-intensive energy sourcing towards an emphasis on renewability and sustainability, our studio begins to unravel how our culture should generate and utilize energy. We are pushed to think boldly and beautifully to generate clean energy and develop Hydra, a site that is equitable, community-based, multifunctional, and efficient.
The existing site is located within the Scioto Autobahn, a historical industrial brownfield turned 119-acre metro park just south of downtown Columbus. Specifically, we are investigating the space around the Greenlawn Avenue Lowhead Dam in the Scioto River.
The immersive location of our site, seated within the Scioto River itself, allows our community to intimately experience the river, dam, and Scioto Autobahn Metro Park in a new and distinctive way, and pushes us as designers to rethink how the people of Columbus live with energy by powering and designing hydro-powered community experience.
Even in the initial stages of our design process, we were drawn to the question of how to redefine the existing Lowhead Dam. A major hazard and often referred to as a drowning machine, the Lowhead Dam creates circulating currents that can trap even the strongest swimmers underwater. Nonetheless, the dam is a critical piece in the Columbus stormwater system and is a gold mine of kinetic energy. Our solution was to define a prosthesis to convert the movement of rushing water into a usable power source for the city that redirects and slows down the river current and adds to the aesthetic spectacle of our site.
The gravitational water vortex turbine consists of a round basin that takes in moving water and redirects the flow into a vortex and down the central drain. Within the system sits the turbine's blades and generator, which convert the rotational energy into hydropower. The basin and lack of cavitation allow for fish to pass easily through the site.
Burning fossil fuels, a non-renewable counter option for power production, has an energy conversion efficiency of 30%. Coal is 35% and natural gas is 38%. Even renewable counter options such as solar panels and wind turbines have efficiencies of 20% and 40% respectively. Being one of the most sustainable energy sources, the theoretical conversion efficiency for the gravitational vortex turbine is 85 to 90%.
Although minimized, the turbine still produces heat as a waste product. To ensure we create the most efficient system possible, we have introduced tropical planting ecologies to areas of the site with a high concentration of turbines. These non-invasive tropical plantings thrive in the warmer waters and will increase biodiversity in the Scioto River.
Some of the turbines will be seen on the site as educational and visual spectacle, as visitors walk over them on glass paneling. Other turbines will be hidden from view, but their auditory presence will be heard, adding to the ambiance of the site and screening from nearby sounds of traffic.
While the gravitational vortex will serve as a functional and aesthetic presence on its own, we also want to redirect the water of the Scioto River to create further amenities inspired by the public play fountains of Lawrence Halpern and Paul Friedberg, including soaking spas, ephemeral wading pools, and immersive spectacle moments. To study how these individual amenities would live together and to frame the turbines within that context, we conducted what we call the kitchen sink study.
With the sink representing the river basin, we stacked and restacked miscellaneous dishes to create different forms and investigate what we liked from each. The path the water flows in, the shape adjacent dishes take on together, the way water overflows and spills out, or even how some dishes stay completely dry. Some forms were taller and produced violent pours from high drops. Others felt more expansive, with wider bowls and delicate subtlety in their water flow.
Our kitchen sink study has guided us through the rest of our site design as we defined space based on it. We isolated moments we were drawn to and translated the stacked dishes to realistic programs and relationships we could implement on site. For example, a bowl over a cup becomes a soaking pool over a turbine. Partially overlapping plates become wading pools with a waterfall moment in between.
Eventually, we reached a balance between water exhibition and a human program that could replace the existing Lowhead Dam and its inherent dangers with a more immersive and productive system that continues to perform the necessary functions of a dam.
Rather than wasting the kinetic energy created by the dam, Hydra slows down water as it flows and pools across the site. For example, One stream of water can start through a turbine creating energy, down into a bowl of water where it pools up and over in a waterfall, across the floodplain plantings in the interstitial space between the plates, through a cascade flowing across several plates, and finally in and out of another turbine before the stream is finally released into the main body of the river.
This movement and collection of water on site allows for a variety of ways the community can interact with the water, depending on the depth and size of the bowls. Hydra designates community pools, soaking spas, and wading pools for wet amenity during the hot summers or a unique skating experience when frozen in the winter.
The project also embraces the ever-changing water levels of the Scioto River with the natural inundation of more or less bowls in accordance with heavy rainfall or drought seasons. Planting across site accommodates for marsh, upland, or tropical conditions based on the water flow patterns and turbine heat levels, and the lowest planted pools are resistant to ice shearing in the winter. The relationship between the bowls and plates that create water spectacles can be enjoyed across the site, both in the water and on the dry plates and interwoven pathways.
The dry plates across the site serve as a great space for community passive and active recreation. Take a morning stroll with your dog and kids, enjoy a yoga class, read a book beneath a willow tree, picnic with friends, or lay poolside in the sun. Loose programming allows for the community to make Hydra their own and adapt it to their needs.
The project also serves as a central connector in Columbus. Currently, the Olentangy Recreational Bike Trail ends at the Scioto Audubon Metro Park, and cyclists wishing to cross the river are forced to use a shared lane on the 45-mile-per-hour Greenlawn Avenue Bridge. Our project creates a new pedestrian and bicycle bridge connecting the Olentangy Trail to the south side while serving as a public entry to our project. In this way, Hydra acts as a refreshing waypoint and gathering place along this major bicycle infrastructure while also creating a major attraction, civic amenity, and source of renewable energy for the city.
Today, the Scioto Audubon Metro Park currently serves the Columbus biosystem as a flourishing bird and wildlife habitat. To maintain and enhance the status, we have implemented plant mats at the top of the site like the work of Floating Islands International as a phytoremediator before the water enters the site. The bridge hides a filter to collect floating litter for easy removal and buildup prevention. On site, the interstitial wetland planting and willow stakes act as further filtration and phytoremediation, in addition to reestablishing a dwindling floodplain habitat to the local ecology.
Further ecological benefits include water aeration from the turbines, which improves the water quality by reducing algae and mosquito problems, breaking down odors and bacteria, and adding dissolved oxygen to the system. Not only do these efforts make the water cleaner and more enjoyable for human program, but they also leave the greater water system healthier.
Above the many intricate layers of Hydra, we hope our design provides an elegant model of conservation that prolongs the life of our water and ecosystem. Reliability that embraces the ever-changing fluxes of nature and community needs, and renewability that generates power sustainably and uses it thoughtfully.
By intersecting human experience with a beautiful and resilient mechanism of power production, small-scale systems such as our project can catalyze a community's transition towards resilient and efficient energy use. Hydra pushes Columbus to live alongside our energy and take direct action in the interest of our community and environment alike.